Hello and welcome back. My name's Dave Ricks from Light Up Creative. I wanted to show you today in this vlog live stream setup for when we're helping clients. It's a Saturday today. We're currently in lockdown in the UK, but that hasn't stopped us from being able to do live streams. And what I want to do is show you today how we are doing live streams for our clients and also for ourselves. But the incredible thing is with the technology that we have and that's what's out there, we're able to, even in lockdown, from all of our separate homes all around the world, able to do these live streams, Facebook Lives, YouTube Lives, and loads of others. And we're able to help our clients to do those really simply on their end. We do all the hard work and create some truly professional live streams for them. So I'm going to dive right into it. Let's have a look at what it takes to set up a live stream for our clients. So let's dive right in. Let's have a look. Currently got the setup going with my filming lights, just so that we can do some filming today. But here is the computer. So you can see I've got my webcam and my camera up there. I've got the three screens, and as much as they are often overkill for some of the other work we do, it's incredible how useful those three screens are for live streaming. And to be honest, there's a number of times that I keep saying this, I want more screens. So this is the command chair. This is where I'll be sitting. And what I'm now going to show you is all the things that I end up setting up, all the programs, all the windows, and all the different areas as to how we end up setting everything up. So we end up with all of the screens set up and ready to go, so that I can see everything that I want really quickly. Also, we use a bunch of like different hotkeys and stuff. We don't currently have a Stream Deck or any macro hotkey set up. It's definitely something we'll be adding shortly because of the number of things that we need to do. But yeah, my keyboard, when it's in the program that we use, basically every key on there does something that helps us, whether it be fade up music, fade down music, cut to a different feed, just loads of different things. And I'm going to show you all of that lot, as well as how we end up talking in the background, because I actually have the ability for other people, other my guys that help out, actually will run this with me and actually take control of certain aspects of it as we go. So they end up sorting out things like the Facebook Live comments or the YouTube Live comments. We get them up onto the stream in graphical form, up actually embedded in the video. We do that together, but the thing is, someone else does that while I'm looking after the video feeds and the audio. And they're doing it, again, we say we're in lockdown, they're doing it from their home using a VPN into my system, and they get to control everything that they need to. It's a really fantastic system. I'm going to show you all of it now. So here we are at the setup. First thing I do, switch this on to silent. I want to make sure that I get a really good quiet time, make sure that I can't be disturbed while I'm setting up this live stream. Just like any event, I want to make sure that it's done really, really slick. Especially when it's for clients, but also for ourselves. I don't want this vibrating in the background. It will never get through to the final audio if it's for a client, but we just want to make sure that we don't get any distractions. There's nothing going on there. Here's our live streaming program. It starts out blank, and then we will open up presets. Now we've got a number of different presets as to whether it's for particular clients. So what we do is we head on over and we go up to the open, and we'll open up whichever one. Now some clients want particular presets that we always use. I say some of them, pretty much all of them do, because what actually is we actually have it preset with all of their logos, with all of the things that they say, with all of their branding, backgrounds. Maybe we've got some royalty-free purchased music for them, specific to them. So we actually make sure that that's only ever used in their live stream. So again, it's in each of their templates. So if I open mine up, I'll be able to show you all the things that we can do and all the different areas and how everything works. Okay, so here's the configuration setup of our last webinar, our last live. So you can now see all of the different things that we use. This was one where we're actually going to show you the example. We're going to show an example of how we live stream, similar to this video, but we actually did a live stream on it. So these are all the different bits and bobs that we use. So we had like background videos that we have that, as you can see down here, loops. We've got the little loop icon. And then we use that then in behind other things. So for instance, this timer here clicks down to a certain time. Now I think we did ours at 6 p.m. So that's now counting down to 6 p.m. every time I open it up. That, however, we can see looks fairly boring, so we then put we put the video behind it. Now the way that we do that is we're able to set certain inputs to layer things in it. So we've got the background in right at the back, and then we can put loads of other bits on. So for instance, we also have my direct feed in from my Logitech webcam, which I use for most of the live streams. We're currently having a bit of an issue trying to get the digital SLR to connect in, but we've got a new piece of kit on its way that's hopefully going to improve that for us. But so I use the Logitech webcam at the moment. You can see the colors not quite right, not quite picking it up correctly. But again, we can have the ability in this software to actually adjust that to make it look better. So it's a fantastic piece of kit. What you can see though is on the direct out, which is this side here, I've got a little logo, so it's exactly the same. Now what that is up here, I have one called Dave's Feed, in which if I go in and just check the multi-view, we can see that it's got me directly in the background from my Logitech webcam, and then it's got my logo in, called a very weird name, but that's because I name things weirdly. So we've also got this other piece of music in here, which is set there because when we want to play a certain piece of music, we actually want it to crossfade or stay live when we cut to me. So it stays live because I've got it in my feed, and then I have the ability to control it by clicking an option on my keyboard. So then I have manual control. Again, I can click that, but also someone helping me via a VPN can also help, also control it via the web control that is part of this software. So there's some of the ins and outs as to what we can do. We can fade between some of the options that we have on screen. We have lower thirds, so that can then be overlaid onto my screen. And what I will do with a live stream for a client is I want to go through and I want to make sure that everything looks right. They'll probably give me a brief as to what they're going to be doing their stream on. We'll get everything ready. We'll connect everything up. So what we then do is go through and we go and get all of the relevant links and API keys from YouTube, Facebook, and anywhere else they're going to be going. And we will log all of that information into our stream window in the Livestream software. So we'll go in, we'll add in any information that we need to, and then we will save that so that it's ready to go when we want to press stream. The moment we press stream here, about 10 seconds later when the servers catch up, they will start streaming exactly what we've got. Hence the fact that what we often want to do is start with a little timer or a welcome screen, something that looks professional, so that we know it's ready to go, and then we can go live. Now we'll usually do that 2 minutes before the actual official time that they're meant to go live, so that we got that little bit of a buffer. People know they're in the right place. They can hear the music so that they know that they're where they need to be and that they've got their volume up. And then when we start, it's straight in at the time that they meant to be, straight to them. What we do with this software is we connect them in remotely, and we keep them in a virtual green room where we are able to talk all to ourselves. I've got some standard headphone, sort of phone headset here with a mic. When I'm not filming myself, these will be on my head, chatting away, I can hear them, they can hear me, happy days. I've got another set of headphones that I then listen to the live feed as it's going out to make sure that everything sounds spot on. But I keep these on most of the time, but also as I've got other people working with me via the VPN, they can help me, they can listen in, they can make sure that they're looking after our client at the same time. So now we've got the stream ready to go, and we've got all of the inputs. We know we're happy with it. We then want to connect to any of the social media that we want to. So we will go to the section of the software that is for social, and you can then connect things up. So Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, if you'd like to. We don't actually have any clients who go to Twitch, YouTube, and then you can also connect to other social connections and feeds as well. And then as you can see, we have a web interface that we can then all of us control if we're all on the same network, have the ability to go in and we get to either queue certain entries so that they go up on the screen, or we can have a live ticker of all the comments that are coming in at time. We can actually have both of them running simultaneously. So we've now got the stream settings, whether it's going out to say YouTube, Facebook, Vimeo, Restream, Ustream. There's a couple of other places that we've sent things to before. We set all of those lots up. We can run 2 live streams successfully simultaneously with their backup streams as well, or we can run 4 streams at any one time. And they go out to different areas. Most of our clients want 1 or 2 streams just to go out to the relevant places. Those ones we can also, certain ones like Vimeo and YouTube, using a few tips and tricks, we can enable the fact that they are pretty much secure and therefore can actually be hidden behind a password on their website so that only a certain number of people will be able to get in and view them. Once we've got all of that lot set up and we've got it connected to the social media, whether it be Twitter, and we can follow a certain hashtag so that people can comment in and get their questions up. We can have a live interaction with the audience. We then want to make sure that we've got everything set up so that we can record everything that we possibly can. Often the streams will want to go out, but then there's really useful content that either wants to be used later, or we want to just tweak a few bits maybe, and we want to be able to make again an even more professional final recording of it. So there's 2 options that we can pick, and depending on the client as to which one we pick it. I'll go through both of them now. So we've got the record function, the straight record, where with the version of the software we've got, we can do 2 recordings simultaneously. We pick MP4 simply so that if it's in a position to just go straight up to YouTube, then it's ready to go. Now, with some of the other ones, and maybe even some of the events that we actually take this to, we will end up using some of the other options that are available to us. vMix AVI, some of the others. Most of the time we will stick with MP4. Now we do change quite a few settings in here to make sure that it's got a high quality video at the end of it. And then we will, the 2 things that we want to do here is actually, 1, record the exact output that we streamed, which is sent on output 1. But then we've got a configuration where everything is sent on output 4, but has no overlays. And what that means is those that, like the title, where I have my little name that comes up over me, and the social media ticker, and maybe we have a contact us information. Anything that we pop up and overlay onto the screen, we make sure that we have an unmessed about with feed that just has the video coming in. Therefore, we can make changes down the line where we may be able to go, well, we want to take that the ticker which has the contact us information, we bring that away sooner or later, and we get the choice to do that because we've recorded a second stream with nothing over it. So that's why we'll do two recordings. If we want to go further than that though, we will be able to either, or including, run the multicorder. Now this is where everything that we have as an input can be recorded simultaneously, and again in exactly the same formats as we had before. So we can pick MP4 and it will pump out everything. Now, I've got a fairly decent graphics card in my computer. It's the GTX 1060 6 gig. There are obviously much more powerful ones out there, but for streaming for the moment, this one seems to be plenty. And it also means that I can click the use hardware encoder, and it means that my GPU, or my graphics card, does actually do a lot of the hard work in the recording stage. Then pumps it to a standard hard drive, which actually seems to be able to cope with the speeds of the writing, even multiple streams, multiple inputs, sorry, in at once. So with all of that in there and with the streaming going, that's pretty much everything that the computer can do at the time. I don't want to overdo it. So that will mean that it's recording all the recording in the output stream, possibly an unfiltered one or an unedited one with the overlays. And then, as I say, with the multicorder, some of the raw inputs, if we would also like that to be in there as well. Once we've got all of that set up and ready, I will finally go through a rehearsal with the people who are going to be involved, sometimes even the client, where we go through and we will make sure that they're happy with the way it sounds, the way that they look. We will pump a feed of how, you know, what we're getting back to them via the integration that we can have here. And then we will check all the levels. We'll make sure that the audio sounds right, possibly put compressors on, and go from there. We will test, and we will say we'll usually do a rehearsal of the beginning to make sure that all of our hotkeys do as we expect, that it will fade the music, it will move the, take the timer away, and it will bring their feed up so that they know that they're live, and that we've, for instance, turned their audio onto the master channel, not on the virtual green room, so that they can now listen to purely what's going out to the audience, as well as the fact they can't hear us nattering on in the background. If we need to, during that time, we can switch it back over and then tell them something. We tend not to try and do that one because it will actually distract them, but sometimes it's a really useful thing for them. Or sometimes they even directly ask us a question. They're more than happy to actually say that they're being helped out at the time, and that they will happily just pose us direct questions and we will respond. The audience still never hears us, but it means that we actually get to help them out to make the most professional stream that our clients want. So one final area to show you is our shortcuts window, which works in a web browser, can be controlled from my iPad, from a separate computer, from another screen. I usually have it on another screen next to the live stream output. So if I'm sending it to YouTube or I'm sending it to Facebook, I will have a window up actually viewing what everyone else sees. Otherwise, we could end up, you know, having some issues that we're not aware of. And it just means that we do know that it's going out live. So that's always useful. Now, that sometimes is also on another laptop or another computer somewhere, but somewhere where I can always see it. I do tend to have it on this computer though, so that it's to hand available always. I mute it so that I don't get you know, a double feed of audio from the Livestream software that we use, but then 10-20 seconds later, whatever else is coming from the servers from YouTube or Facebook. But I will have this, and as you can see, it's great. What we can do is actually click these certain of these buttons, and it will actually bring up what we want them to do. So it can fade the music, it can fade between what's on the preview to what's on direct on the output. We can set a number of different things so that we can set the audio settings of each input. And so if I click one of these over here, you would find that the so we're going to cut to preview. That was me clicking the software, and I will fade back. And this is all controlled via the web control. This can actually be done from anywhere in my local network, which again, if we've set up a VPN to the people who are going to help me out, it means that I can actually get someone else to be doing sort of half the work, and we share the load, the workload, so that it means that it's a lot easier and we can actually have a really slick operation, especially at the start and the end of a live stream. So with that, we're pretty much ready to go. So now we're just going to get everything set up now correctly. I'm going to load their preset, do all the checks that I said, and then I'll call our client, get them connected into the virtual green room, and then once they're in there, we'll do that probably about 20 minutes before they're about to go live, sometimes earlier if they want to ask us plenty of questions. But if they're fluent and they're used to this, then 20 minutes in, that's no problem. Within 5 minutes, we're about ready to go. We'll get everything in exactly the same configuration so that it's ready to go. 2 minutes to go. We mute their mic, we get everything going, and we press stream. From then on in, it's all live until the end. So I hope you enjoyed that little insight into how we set up live streams for our clients and for ourselves. If you did like this video, please click the like button, and if you would like to subscribe, please do so. We will have more videos on event setups and of all of the other services and the live stream sort of things that we do. Please do consider subscribing. Go over to our Facebook as well and like our page. We have plenty more information up on there as to what we provide, as well as just keeping in touch with how we're getting on, all the different events that we're doing. We do love to keep you all informed with all the different things that we have available, but also all the different events that we work on.